In the world of healthcare costs, this next story is a big deal. It's about money. Today, Governor Polis's office put hospitals all over the state on notice, saying, in essence, we think your hospital profits are hurting patients. The notice came in the form of a lengthy report outlining a big hike in hospital revenues. Here's Chris Vanderveen with more.
There's no business like the healthcare business, and in Colorado, that business is booming. A state report out Thursday suggests between 2009 and 2018, hospital profits jumped 280%.
Choosing to raise prices when the profits and financials would show that it was unnecessary to continue to raise those prices.
The state, specifically the governor's office, wouldn't bite when I asked if this was indicative of greed. But one of the leaders in the office on the issue would at least tell us this.
So we invite CEOs of hospitals and boards to start recognizing how they can be a better part of the solution and changing their focus.
In 2009, the report says Colorado's hospital average profit per patient was $538. In 2018, $1,518. Pamela White last year spent more on her health care per month than she did on her mortgage. And she, a cancer survivor, has insurance.
A friend of mine equated American health care to a stick-up, where somebody says basically your money or your life. And when you're diagnosed with cancer, you have to do what you have to do.
The Colorado Hospital Association called the study's numbers highly inflated, as they do not take into account many expenses, such as taxes and training, adding hospitals have been good partners in addressing costs with the Polis administration. Look for legislators to cite this study often when trying to come up with ways to bring down health care costs this year. For Next, I'm Chris Vanderveen.